Look at what Canada has to offer.
We were told to grab a number. Yeah, 770.
Can you tell us approximately how long the wait's going to be?
2 hours or 10 hours.
So between 2 and 10?
So we just left the hospital. We had been waiting for, say, at least 4 hours, and a guy with a broken clavicle who was in there, it took him 5 hours for a turnaround to finally get his care, and they finally couldn't do anything. They just told him to go see an orthopedic tomorrow. We'll give the clinic a shot tomorrow.
Ask the government.
The government? No doctors, what, they don't pay, it's not enough money here?
I don't know, but if you have cash someday, you will have a doctor. This way.
Some days if you have cash.
That's it.
PJTV's commentator Steven Crowder went undercover to shoot all of this video. He joins you right now. What did you come away from thinking, Steven? What did you learn?
Well, you know, I was raised in Canada, and I had just heard all these politicians and celebrities here using the Canadian healthcare system as a prototype for the United States, and decided to go there and show Americans what it was like, and you can kind of see for yourself. I mean, the waits were long, 3 years to get a family doctor. We just came away with the truth, and Americans can kind of judge for themselves when they watch it.
The waiting part is something you hear a lot about. How bad is that? What things or procedures or machines take the longest time?
You know, I don't know as far as every procedure, but what we experienced was, you know, a 2 to 10 hour wait, as you saw, and we saw people in there who had been waiting for 7 to 9 hours, and we interviewed some people who needed some serious procedures, and it's not uncommon for 7 to 9 hours for a wait. It's actually pretty typical.
Where was this waiting going on? A typical doctor's office, an emergency room? How would you describe it?
Emergency room. And the clinics were a little bit, the clinics were faster. The problem with the doctor's office is we couldn't go to a doctor's office because you have to have a private doctor to begin with.
Right.
And we didn't have one, and so they told us to just put our name on the clinic waiting list to get a doctor, and that it would take 2 to 3 years. But we're young, Neil, apparently, so they said we should be fine.
Well, at least you are. Now, the argument is in this country, in at least an emergency room, you wait a long time, too, unless you're actually dying. So what's the difference?
Well, we interviewed one lady whose mom had, I think, circulatory problems. I think that's a translation from French to English, what she had, and she had to wait a year for a serious operation, and they ended up cutting off both legs because it ended up taking too long.
Man.
So all around is generally a lot. I mean, my cousin just actually went blind in one eye because she was turned away. The problem is they have to generalize because the system is overburdened.
Gotcha.
So you see that a lot there, and they're not going to listen to what you have to say. They're not really going to check your vitals. They just want to put you in a general category and get you out of there so they can get the rest of the cattle in and give them the butcher shop number, as you saw.
Man, Steven, thank you. We'll have more to this.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.